Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Today we are going to be doing some watercolor. As you can see, we are going to be doing some watercolor bookmarks. I do this really simple flower. Sometimes I do a leaf, sometimes I don't do a leaf, and these are in plastic sleeves, and they come with tassels. So I am going to show you all that too. But we are going to be doing this super simple watercolor two-tone petaled bookmark. These make a fantastic gift for teachers, just a little thank you for somebody. For a while I was including this as a little thank you when people purchase things from my website. These are fun. These are really fun. And you know what? If you need to go out at the holidays and just bring like a little bag of things in case you need to give something to somebody that you forgot, these are incredibly portable. I have a little bag and it's filled with completed ones. So what I have done is I have taken my watercolor paper, here it is, taken my watercolor paper and I have cut it down. Now, keep in mind, this is a small watercolor pad. This is the Artist Loft, so it's Michael's. It's 7 by 10, okay? That's the size I'm starting with, 7 by 10. I cut long strips at the 1 3/4 mark, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, etc. Then I cut them in half at 4 3/4. Okay, so it's, because one strip will equal 2, so 1 3/4, 4 3/4. Okay, fairly easy to remember. And why did I choose that? Because that is the size that I need. And this, I don't know if you can see that, I got this on Amazon. Photo booth bookmarks, 200 pieces. It doesn't mean 200 bookmarks. It means 100 bookmarks and 100 tassels. Okay, and you get all different color tassels. It's wonderful, and they're really nice tassels. So you get 100 tassels, and then 100 of these. I know they're really hard to see, but 100 plastic sleeves that already have the hole in them, but you have to poke that hole through. That is the hardest thing, is that stupid little hole. So if you have like a hole punch, I suggest repunching the hole because it's annoying. And this is just a sleeve right here to slide the bookmark in. So let's get these out of the way. Oops, I dropped one, but I will get it later. And I wanted to say, so I got those over well over a year ago. I wanted to say that was under $20 for that. It may have even been under $15. It was what I consider to be very reasonable. So I have my stack of bookmarks here, and I wanted to show you, it simply fits in like that. I turn it over, I put my tassel right here, and there's my gift. So simple. And these things sell for a lot of money. I'm thinking, love input, but I'm thinking the $5 price point for these, and I do sign the back of every single one of them. So let's get started painting. And we're just gonna do this simple two-tone flower. So I did this one, and what I did was I tested the splatter while it was still a little bit wet, and it was okay for the most part. And, well, we'll show you in a minute. So I am using my metallic watercolor set this time. None of the ones that I already have done are metallic flowers. They only have the metallic around the edge. This is the Artsy large metallic half pan watercolor set. Got that on Amazon a long time ago too. I did pre-moisten the colors that I'm going to be using. One thing that I mess up on all the time is what is the top and what is the bottom of the watercolor paper. And it's always what I think is the bottom is the top. I don't know why, I just can't get this right. So, I think, hold on. I don't know, I think I have these right. Okay, so let's put these over here. I have my water cup, I have a whole bunch of brushes, I have my paper towel here. This one is a number 10 Winsor Newton. It's a little bit sort of bigger than what you think, but I like how it holds a lot of water, it holds a lot of watercolor, etc. So I'm going to pre-moisten, so you can't see that. Let me do this over here. You can't see that yet either. Hold on, let's move these so you can see. Here's the blue. I am using this blue right here. Sort of a mid-range blue. Let me put it right here so you'll be able to see it. Still can't see that. Sometimes I like to pre-mix. There we go. Now you can see it. Here, I turned it this way. Sometimes I like to pre-mix some of my blues. So I'm just grabbing a couple different blues, different hues and shades of different blues. Just a tinge of sort of like a turquoisey kind of color. I'm going to come back with my darker hue, just add a little bit more. And then my darkest one. It's pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of sort of mica shine to that. Okay. Oh my goodness. And I don't even know how I got that there, but I got water on that. So you know what? Let's just use another piece. So what I'm going to do, and this is fairly filled. It came off my brush. That's where it came from. And I am just going to do a little petal shape. I'm not using the shape of the brush and pushing down and all that fun stuff. No. I am sort of creating, let's make this one a little bit bigger. Creating some juicy, substantial looking flower petals. I'm doing 3. You want to do 4? Do 4. There's my 3. While this is wet, wash my brush off. Let me come into a couple purples. This one's a little darker. So let's pick that up. I'm going to touch it to the center and just give it a flick up. Touch it, give it a flick. Touch it, give it a flick. Let me just bring this down just a little bit. So this is wet on wet. So the watercolor paint is flowing because I used a ton of water on purpose when I did that blue. There. You can see the sort of flow of things. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. Let's come back. We're going to do the exact same thing, cleaning off my brush. This time we're going to do some sort of pinks. And we'll do some orange. So I'm gonna reignite some of these pinks. Let's just add a whole collection of hues here. And you see I just reignited what was already there just by adding some more water. Let's do the same thing. Nice, juicy, thick petals. Let's just make them a little bit longer. I turn my paper as I work. And now let's clean off my brush. I'm going to bring in some of this orange here. I'm going to reignite this. And let's do that same thing. We're going to touch and drag it up. Touch, drag it up. Touch, drag it up. It's a little more subtle, but it's there. All right, let's do a purple one. Nice big petals. I'm doing 3 petals. They are touching at the base. And we are going to do the blue in the middle of this. So we're going to reverse it. So touch, drag, and drop it. Touch, drag, drop it. Touch, drag, and drop it. There. A little bit different than the ones I did before. Let me show you the ones I did before. I'm going to use the blue that's still on this. Oh, there's purple on it too. Nice. So the ones I did before, I just touched the base and let the purple go. I didn't drag it and drop it. So this is another way that you can do it, and it will sort of creep up there on its own. So 2 versions, very, very comparable. Didn't have as much paint on my brush for this one. But while we're here, this is nowhere near dry yet. But what I want to do is I want to come in and grab some of my greens, reignite this green, and grab some more water. And I just blend different colors till I get something that just makes my heart sing. Just gonna take the water right off that. I am not gonna touch the paintbrush to the flower. This flower is still wet. Just gonna use the tip of the brush. I don't like that right there. Wiggle it down. Let's do that with these. That. There. When this is dry, if I want to come in and just add a little thing, see, it's still a little wet, so it's kind of spreading that little green that I touched. So that's why I'm not really doing a lot of the green. Now, I can't find my really long liner brush. I can find a medium long liner brush. So let's pick up some gold. I'm gonna put it here in my gold. This has a ton of mica in it. It's very gold. It's very sort of regal looking. So what I want to do is I just want to do an edge. I don't want it straight. I do not mean to have it straight. Now in a spot where my petal may look like it's kind of touching the edge, I go around my petal. And it's easy to pull the brush. The other thing that I do is I twirl my brush to give it a little bit of a point. And I'm pulling my arm. I'm not pulling my wrist. And because I went around that other petal, let's go around this petal too. There. Nowhere near done. Just adding some steps as we go. So let's do this, not trying to be straight. If you have a whole bunch of gifts that you have to give to like a group of people, 100, whatever, this is an easy gift idea. You don't have to put them in the plastic. I mean, it's just another expense. In my case, I want to sell them, so I want them as elevated and as professional as I can get. There's that one. So for me, oops, adding them in the sleeve was just another little, oops. My brush slipped. Just adding a little bit of, I don't know, kind of something kind of pretty. That. And you see how quick these go. There. There. Grab a little more gold. There. Now, we still have to do the centers and then the gold splatter. Now, on these, I did a black with a gold in the middle. I think for these, they're not really dry yet. Let's just do, I have this sort of darker bronzy, let me put it over here, bronzier kind of color. Get some more water. I have like a green gold too. Let me add a tinge of that. I have a couple sort of bronzes. Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah. Let's just do sort of a circle. I don't want to do too much because I don't want this to spread. Ooh, there's a plane overhead. That's noisy. I'm letting the plane pass. We have a military base. Kind of local. I suspect that's what that was. Although we don't get them up this way that much. Okay, so there's my bronze centers to those. Those are going to take a hot minute to dry along with the rest of this. There. Let me put these in the sun and they will dry a little bit quicker that way. If they don't blow away, it's really windy here today. Okay, we're gonna let those three dry. Oh, that's so pretty. Can you see the sheen? Oh, they just blew away. Hold on. They just smudged. Okay, not too bad. Okay, the sheen on these is just incredible. So, super pretty. This one's kind of mermaid kind of colors. All right, I want to show you how I do the splatter, like you don't know how to do splatter. But let's do some splatters. So let's get a lot of gold. I'm getting, oh, I can't see it. A ton of gold on my brush, putting it in this well of gold that I have right here. I'm going to add a bunch. And then I'm going to add a lot of water. You want it very watery. This paint can withhold having a lot of water added to it, and it still maintains its mica, metallic, really pretty shine. It's not watered down too much, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, now for me, I need something to tap with. I can't just tap with my finger. So, come on you. Why aren't you tapping? Oh, there we go. These are kind of big splotches. Let me hold it up higher. There we go. Okay. And I have also found that I need to clean this immediately. Because they stick. So there's one with the splatter. Let's put that up there. Let me see if any of these are dry yet. Still a little wet. That's the least wet. Well, you could put paper down first and, you know, all that stuff. Why would I do that? Oops, let me get some of the big ones off first. So if I tap here first, that gets the bigger ones out and then the smaller ones. There we go. Super pretty, super shiny. Come in and clean it up. I won some, well, actually a couple summers. I laid them all out on this glass mat. I had them all sort of button up next to each other. Just covered a whole bunch of them all at once with the gold. That worked really well. I've been making these a long time. Which one was my tapped one? I don't remember. Some of the bigger ones off. Let's come over. Some of the smaller ones. By doing the gold splatter, there's just something about it in my mind that elevates it. You don't even need leaves. You don't need all of that other, I don't know, extra stuff. This one's still a little wet, but that's okay. There. Super pretty. Super simple. And then once those are dry, you're just gonna pop them in those plastic sleeves. And like I said, the tassel is the hardest part. Sit while you're watching TV or something, and that's how I would do them when I would put them together. Or I'd sit there while my son was doing schoolwork. That's when I painted them. So I hope you like this super simple, easy project. Holidays are coming up. We're coming into craft fair season. Use these with your craft fairs, etc. Thanks so much for tuning in. Check out my website. There's information about the show that I'm doing in September on the 27th in Portland, Maine at the Fireside Inn and Suites. It's called the Enlightenment Expo. I am going to be speaking at the event talking about journaling and journals, and I'm going to be doing psychic readings. I'm going to be taking bookings for psychic readings at future times, but at event pricing. So some I will be doing there one-on-one only if you are not, if you're scent free. I can't read for somebody that's wearing perfume or hairspray or all those smells. I can't do it. So that's why I'm going to be doing bookings for distance readings, online connections, future readings with show pricing. I'll be selling artwork, journals, crystals, tarot, oracle decks, all of that fun stuff. Having a ton of stuff going on. It's going to be a fantastic day. It's only $5 to get in. If you're interested, feel free to contact me. The information is on my website, elementalenergieswithchrisanne.com. And check out my website because I also have free classes there and paid classes as well. And if you'd like to book a regular reading with me, my readings are only through distance means, except at this one show because of my level of allergy. So check that out. All the information is there. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to this channel and give it a like. Take care and be free.